So let's get to what you're investing in today and how you're looking at investing in this crazy market. Market is going bonkers right now. You must be seeing a bunch of markups in your portfolio. What's going well for you? I know you were in Career Karma. I hear that's going really well.
Yes, it is. I mean, this is all stuff that we predicted. So I think from the outside, it feels like, oh my goodness, I can't believe all these companies, especially companies led by underrepresented founders, are doing so well. Pre last May and post last May, it's like popcorn. It's like I can't wake up without some sort of email saying, your convertible note is converting to this, and we'll announce in 2 months or whatever. And it's great. It's exactly where we want to be. Career Karma is exciting.
Explain what they do and why you invested.
They match people with coding camps for the most part and other type of tech camps. And so instead of trying to compete with coding camps, they say, let's be the bridge to coding camps. So they have a friend on both sides. And I think that's really exciting. Obviously, it's working. And Ruben is a fantastic CEO to that company.
Yeah, it's over 100,000 people from what I understand now. And you can go in there and find all these people talking about their careers. And then actually, it's kind of like Yelp in a way where like you get a read on which of these what people actually think of the schools before you take the ISA deal, income sharing agreement, et cetera. And man, it looks like it's doing really well. What else is popping? What are the popcorn is popping for you? It's so weird. I mean, this is your first time going through the cycle. Yeah. So this is your first time seeing it get like red hot like this.
Yeah. But it's, again, we predicted it. And so we're not like freaking out internally. We're just like, great. This is because we just as many things that are going well, we also have to put out fires, and we also have to work with those companies every day. And we've been doing that as if we put in $1 million each, right? That's kind of been the secret of it, is to be really steady along the way. So this is exciting for the founders and for the companies, but we're on track here. Partake Foods is another one that popped into my head just now, because they're all over Target and I think Whole Foods, but definitely Target. And Target's asking for more and more and more, which is hard to do, is to be in that position. And they just have an incredible lineup of things in the next 2 months that are about to be announced. And it's just incredible. And I remember meeting Denise, and what was it, 2017, I think? That was a really good year for us. But 2017, and she was saying that, she had this Coca-Cola background as an executive. She knew she had a daughter who had the pain point of needing allergy-free food and vegan and this and that. And just nobody was biting. Nobody was really listening to her. And now you look at it, and I know from personal experience, her latest round was incredibly competitive, like silly competitive. Some of these rounds where it's not like, can I get at the last 50,000? It's like, oh, we're like 400x oversubscribed, so we're only taking 100, right? 100x. Wow. It's really interesting. And then
they make cookies and baked goods that are safe for people with allergies and have great, superfoods in them for people who don't know. And you can go see it at partakefoods.com. I'm noticing this trend a lot. People are really getting into food, direct-to-consumer food, and direct-to-consumer products, which I think a lot of our contemporaries are like, direct-to-consumer, it doesn't scale it doesn't scale the same as software. What are your thoughts on that?
It's still really difficult to do. We just wherever we are, like, we are agnostic. And so it doesn't matter if it's a food company, a toilet paper company, which by the way is doing really well, Bippy, or a satellite company. What we do is we bet on the founders, and we bet on what the secret sauce that they have and that unfair advantage that they have. And it's almost like they could be doing anything. They could have chosen any line of work, but we bet on their ability to, and that chip on their shoulder that they have. That is what's like really appealing. And so, yes, it's very difficult to have a CPG company direct to consumer at any point, but we just happen to have found some people who are just kicking butt. Another good example of that is Curl Mix. They're raising a Reg CF right now for the $5 million. They're already, I think they're about to hit 3 million. They just started last week.
Wow.
And I met them in 2017 when they were mixing hair products in their kitchen and doing less than 10,000 a month in revenue. And now they did 6 million last year, 2020, and then they'll do more than that. They're already like over this year.
Wow. Yeah, it is. We have 3 or 4 investments in direct to consumer. The SIP, which is doing champagne tasting boxes, Nude Bar, and Ruby Love, which is doing undergarments, and all 3 of them doing great in terms of growth and getting a little crowded in that space in terms of buying ads and trying to acquire customers. So many people competing. So I've been thinking about that space, and I basically made I made one of those 4 quadrant matrices, and I was like, X-axis, how unique is the product? Y-axis, how growth-minded? What's the growth scale of the founder? And I said, if we're going to do any of these, it has to be like really in that top right, a really unique, differentiated product, and the founder really loves doing growth. Because if you don't love doing growth and you're trying to sell toilet paper or underwear or hair products, whatever it is, it's just not going to work, right? I mean, it's going to die on the vine. No matter how good the product is, you need to have marketing there. What do you think about valuations right now? Are you seeing valuations go way up? For the early stage?
Well, we were always discounted. So I'm seeing them kind of catching up to what had been quote unquote normal in the past about 3 years ago. And now Black people and women are being so bold as to say what they're worth. And, so I think I'm seeing it from a different purview. I'm not seeing the inflated ones. There's some exception to that every time, to the rule, but by and large, it's okay now. And we got in so early in so many of these companies, and still do. And people, the more we work with people, as you know, Jason, this is what you've built. The more you work, the more founders say that they love working with you, and then the more people really want you on the cap table. And so they're saying, what does it take to get you in?
Yeah, that is the amazing thing that can happen when you get past 50 or 100 investments. When you get into year 6, 7, or 8, as you and I both have, you start to have your founders are now marketing you, and people want you on the cap table. So you're not chasing deals as much as sorting through them. How do you tell me about the composure of the team now? How many people do you have, and how many deals do you have to sort through? And I also know you did your own syndicate now, so I want to get an update on that. And then just how do you sort through all the inbound? And is there a moment in time you most want to meet somebody? When they have an idea, when they have a mock-up, when they have a business plan, when they have 5 customers, 50 customers? Tell me about your Goldilocks zone.
We have 7 people officially on the team with a couple of freelancers who are very helpful. We have 4 check writers, 3 decision makers for now. So it's myself, it's Christy Pitts, who is a partner formerly at Verizon Ventures, came in 4 years ago, I think. Brittany Davis, formerly a founder herself. She went to Harvard Business School, and she's worked at Village Capital and Angels, #Angels. And she came in about 3 years ago. And then we have Chacho Valadez, who is a principal. And so the partners can make autonomous investing decisions. Chacho has co-led 2 deals in the past year. So he's more and more going in that direction. And we just work as a unit usually. And a lot of times I will bring in companies and ask the team to take a look at it. But for the most part, we're working as a group. And then we have, I have a Arlan Was Here team at Backstage, because the inbound that I get is just out of this world. Again, you would relate to that. So we just have that going. And where do I want to meet? So we get thousands of applications a year. We have an application process that makes things easier. And we also, we're going to be introducing a program that is, you can think of it as an apprenticeship program. You can think of it in some ways like a scouting program, some ways like like I said, an apprenticeship or internship program. But that will be kind of a new iteration that you'll see later this year, because we just get so much inbound now. And our team is the smallest it's been in years, which is on purpose. And so I like personally, so everybody has their own tastes, and you know, ask everyone else too, because it's varied. I still like to, I still love the early exciting part of things. That's how I love coming up with ideas and like sparking things and catalyzing people at the right time. So I need you to have done some stuff. Like I need traction, even if it's not like you have a bunch of money that you've raised, or that you know you're the you know going into your fourth year at Stanford or anything like that. But just something. What have you done with very little? If that's the case. And today, I may have said this last time, but it's very strong. It feels very strong right now. It's like if it would take me a decade or more to do it myself, to figure out what you're doing myself, then I'm very interested, because that means I can live longer through you, kind of, you know, live bigger through you.
Yeah.
So instead of, kind of helps me kind of decipher between the vitamin pill thing or medicine thing. It's like, is it kind of okay and mediocre and like cool, but like, what is it really going to do at the end of the day? Or is it going to change the world possibly? And that, I just feel that way the older I get.